All right, so we're back here on day 2 of demolition of this construction defect and water intrusion project here that we have, and unfortunately it's actually worse than what we thought. I'm going to kind of show you the after effects of what occurs when you have things that are not done to manufacturer specifications, because they, believe it or not, do exist for a reason. And cutting corners will get you 10 years down the road into an absolute nightmare. So this is just one section of the project, but unfortunately it goes all the way around the house. And you can see here on this structural component here, this is actually an 18-foot wall where the studs actually go all the way to the ceiling, because this is on the inside is a vaulted ceiling 20 feet high. You can see that I can just pull the framing members apart, which means the drywall on the inside is going to have to come out so we can repair, make all the necessary repairs. You can kind of see over here where the bottom plate that the studs sit on, I can just pull it away. I don't know if you can actually see that, Chris, or not, because the sun's pretty bright. But yeah, I can usually just use my fingers. I can pull the house apart. So we've got a big problem here. I got to figure out how we're going to tackle it. Obviously, it's just putting structural components back. Unfortunately, it's just going to take time. Everything that takes time takes money. So there's about 14 windows here on the property, 13 or 14. The windows are all going to have to come out, because the OSB, as you can see right here, is completely rotted away where it's tied to. So actually nothing's holding those windows in, and I don't know if you can see that, but I can shake that window. So the windows are all going to have to come out over the entire 2-story home. This OSB is going to have to come out, the insulation, the framing components, the 18-foot tall studs, and you can actually see how that goes right straight up. There's nothing stopping it. So it just got good. So let's go walk past these guys who are chipping things away, and I'll just show you. Hey Jay, can we hold off on that for 1 second just to stop the drill? We got multiple people working here. You can see the stud here on the end is just gone. Everything's gone on the side of the house. Come around here, looks like we had some critters decided to show up, termites, and I'll show you that on the front part. Again, the biggest problem that we had here was that these panel mates that hold up the storm protection got water in through them, as well as the banding not being properly done all the way across. You can see here where the water hit the banding and just sat there and went behind the wall. And that's all the way around the house. So let's go take a look at this other part, which is not water intrusion. Well, it is water intrusion, but it's also construction defect. So when we come over here, this is the part I was looking at yesterday. I didn't think it was that big of a deal from a temporary standpoint, but actually we find out that it is. And this is one area where it's very frustrating, because as a contractor, you are supposed to do things correctly. And this is where somebody decided to shortchange it, and somehow it passed inspection with the county as well. And this house was built back in the heyday of the economy starting to boom, so a lot of inspections were being done by just drive-by and relationships. So you can see here how this footing here, actually the contractor, which would be the framing contractor at the time, put his structural plate per the engineer specifications. You can see there's a hole down there for a lag bolt that goes into a footing, but there is no footing there. There's no concrete around it at all. If this house was built during Ivan, it would probably be laying on the ground right now. This part of the roof, because there's literally nothing holding that up except for the compaction of the dirt. So it was actually probably filled in with dirt around it, I'm assuming, because that's the way we found it, and that either got the inspector to think it was sitting on a footing, but it was hidden. You can see it's well below grade, and we have untreated lumber, regular OSB. They do make exterior grade OSB, but it still should never be in contact with concrete, nor should it be in contact with earth. And it's just got concrete around it, and it has earth around it, and it's obviously toast. So it's not that fun. Now here's the other part where it all comes to play. And you'll notice down here, you may or may not be able to see it, but termites love moisture. And what happened here, as I discussed in the other video, is that the stucco, you can see here, went below grade. Gave the water nowhere to go, no weep screeds at all, no water management system on the structure in any way, shape, or form. So the stucco went all the way to the ground. You can see the lath, the wire lath right here on my foot. That trapped the moisture here, and you can see that the OSB is still here, wet. And this is a 10-year-old house, so it's been wet for a long time. And what happens is when we get wet, that attracts the termites. So we run into is it a chicken before the egg thing. where were the termites here first? Was the water here first? Well, what we have is a stucco cracking throughout the wall system, and then we have it trapped here, which made the bottom of the wall wet, which probably brought the termites to fruition, and they started crawling up the wall. So who knows? All I know is we're here to fix it. We're going to make it right, and hopefully get this home back to normal. So guys, subscribe to our YouTube page for more tips and tricks, and hopefully you won't be running into a situation like this. As always, if you have a construction project, commercial, residential, or you just need a consultant, AddisonRiley.com. Find us on Facebook, and we'll talk to you guys later.